Man, travel quote, travel quote, travel quote, travel quote. Need to open one more window, family. We off and popping. All right, fam. Hey, Mr. Diddy put his foot on his beat, family. I know he put his foot on his beat. Man, once again, Mr. Diddy put his foot on that beat right there. Hotep for us hoteppers, as some of these disrespectful rascals out here would like to call us. I take a negative and turn it into a positive. You know what I'm saying? Hey, family, this is Brother Hatim coming to you live right now. You are now listening to Gye-Nyame. That's right. That's right. This is this is Tribal Quotes. It's the heart of a simple production. As my baby said, where we strive up your old paradigm. Hey, and I see that Brother Anubis is on here, you know, with his new Gye-Nyame journey, curator level or editor level. Somebody up there is, oh man, who on the line is Gye-Nyame journey? Is growing. We kicking it, family. We kicking it. All right, so now into these proverbs, but you know I'm running late. I had an incredible, right, of like-minded individuals talking about the next steps in Columbus, Ohio. Oh, we're not playing here, family. It's going down, right? We pulling stuff together and we're doing, and you know what I'm saying? Because like here, it's not, we ain't got time for just to talk. You know what I'm saying? We got to get out and we have to go. We have to do some true building. We got to do some true nation building, right? Because we have no choice, family, because there is nobody but us. Ain't got nobody coming to the rescue. There is not going to be a person coming down on a cloud to save us. There's not going to be a cavalry coming in, you know what I'm saying, with the setting sun at the last minute to save us in the battle. We have to equip ourselves and get our minds right and start tribing up so that we can start to where we need to be. Building to where we need to be. Now, one of the things that have been on my mind for a lot of time today was the fact or the statement by one of our illustrious ancestors. And Amos Wilson say, when you look at all of the social problems folks have, when you look at all of the problems that Black folks have to ask is who economically benefits. We have to start looking at why it's beneficial for us to be in the situation we're in. We have to start looking at why it's economically beneficial for us not to get along. We got to understand who it benefits economically for us not to be able to stay in long-term relationships. Who does it benefit? And when we're able to really start looking at the picture and understand the economic mechanism behind why we act the way we act, why we do the things we do, we will be able to move to the next level. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm putting up the call-in line, the call-in number. Anubis, you actually couldn't call in at, I want to spell it right, at 614. Go ahead, Gina. 4535. That's right. Call-in number is 5564535. Lines are open. Feel free to call in. Let's do some building, family. It's time for us to have our discussion. I'm going to break out the proverbs in a minute, but I want to make sure that some more people in the house. Actually, we don't need a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Because me and Anubis, we done kicked it like this before. I don't mind kicking it like this. I pinned the number up there so that anybody who want to call in and have a discussion is 614-556-4535. You call in. For those who want to get all of the texts that will be coming soon, this is the next function. This is the next move. For all the texts, for all the information from Gye-Nyame Journey, so that you could become a supporter. Like I said, we got books, you know what I'm saying? We got projects we're going to be working on. Kwanzaa 365, Columbus Kwanzaa 365 is still up. You know what I'm saying? The PayPal is still up. You can make donations to that. If that's what you choose to do, you could buy books. You know what I'm saying? You could buy PDFs. In a minute, I'm going to have the Daily Toaster shirts. I'm thinking about the design, and I'm working on it. You know, I got to find a young person that's going to get out there and knock that out. You know what I'm saying? So that we've gone and really start doing. So right now we're streaming live on YouTube. Right now we're streaming live on Facebook. Right now we're streaming live on Instagram. We are also podcasting at the same time because, like I said, family, I'm trying to hone and use my weapons. Rather than allowing these things to take up our time and keep us involved culturally inappropriate behaviors, we can also use these as tools, right? I had an opportunity to talk to a young man today. Teespring is also another T. Ooh, okay, cool. I'm gonna have to look into that.
This call is being recorded.
Uh-oh, somebody on the line. Who is this?
Lady J.
Welcome back. Welcome back. I haven't heard from you in a while. Feels so good to be challenged by my Piscean sister. How are you doing today, Miss Lady J?
I'm blessed.
That's good. So we are going to start talking about these proverbs, but you know, we give people a little bit of time to spill in, and what we're going to do is we have a little discussion right now, because I know you got some stuff on your mind. You got some stuff on your mind, heavy, right? Okay.
I got a couple of things on my mind.
Go ahead.
You want me to speak my mind?
Yeah, speak your mind, baby, because we got time. You know, because you know you're gonna bring up something that's gonna get me fired up.
Okay. So there's two things that there's several things that may be or troubling me right now. The first thing is that is good and bad. So the whole thing with Trump and his comments about shithole, I noticed a lot of people were commenting on it, but one thing I noticed was that a lot of my European American co-workers, and a couple of them, not a lot of them, but a couple of them posted, upset and outraged and troubled, and that they are about his comments. And what resulted from that, the people that they keep in their company began to respond, basically take up for Trump. Some people didn't, but some people did. Even though the thing that troubled me most was that people stand up and speak out for immigrants, people, when we have numerous injustices against people of color, Black people here, and it's silent. They don't speak out. Say something about immigrants, they rushed to speak on it. And you know, I was excited because I feel like the one true threat is racism, and that is how well-meaning white people perpetuate racism. I didn't come up with that. Did a video, wrote a book. I got it from her. She's white. She talks about it. How well-meaning white people. And I do feel like of injustice, when something is wrong, people just need to speak up. It shouldn't matter the race of the person. Matter if you can't, you know, if they're like you, different. It shouldn't matter. Justice, we should be speaking up against it, and standing up. I watched that happen, and now I have posted on my timeline the same thing. My problem with racist people, I have a problem with is people who claim they're not racist, but they don't speak up against injustice. They don't fight the power. Those are the people that I have a problem with. It took Trump to say something about Haiti and got against to get European Americans to speak out. What I found it was interesting, though, a lot of them used history to back up why they were upset with the comments. One of them, for example, said, you know, my mom came here from Germany and blah, 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 blah. So he understands, he too, you know, his people, immigrants, relate to that. But I just thought this whole dialogue.
So
I just thought it was.
I wasn't shocked by. And once again, I have to go back to, because right now I'm doing a lot of reading folk tales, and of course I'm diving into some Amos Wilson. And Wilson says is When his students asked him one time, he said, I'm paraphrasing, how is it possible to exploit You know what I'm saying? It's like when we look at these countries that he calls shitholes, first off, in some form or fashion, America has made a major come up off.
Not only that, who have a history of imperialism, colonial, like fiction.
Right.
When they're talking about these countries becoming shitholes, and I'm saying, who put them in that predicament?
There we go.
Why are they?
And that's one of the issues. Standing up for truth, speaking out for justice, major issues, because for Americans to really start standing up for justice, it means that we would have to shut down a lot of the operations America deals. You know what I'm saying? A whole imperialistic system to people. It's very detrimental to the economies of other places, and it throws countries into positions to where it's messed up. The shitholes that they cannot seem to just let be alone. And natural resources and human ones as well. Anubis says Luanda is far cleaner and better designed than Manhattan. Shouts out to Miss Christy Lowe. C-Lo, thank you for joining us. Deion Watson, that has been dropping in. Of course, I want to thank Lady J, because she always is up on the news. And if you would like as an author on Gye-Nyame Journey, so that some of this political stuff and some of the issues that you like to deal with, if you want to write about or you want to post articles, you can do that as well, because we are media. Because now we see that black media is under total attack, and we only gonna be getting their perspective of the news, and we have to be able to provide where our folks can start coming, so that we can start informing them. You know what I'm saying? Because we always gonna have problems until we start looking at the world from our perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because they, you know, and another issue is everybody is screaming about the immigrants. It's like we haven't taken care of the non-immigrant class. Me and most of the people on this timeline. America has not served justice non-immigrant class that was here, because
they never promised justice. So I don't know. I don't know that they promised us justice. They never promised things were going to be easy. As in America, things were. I feel like the only thing we were.
But hold on now. See, because this is what we have to be clear on. When that stuff was written, where were our ancestors?
True. Talk about that.
Let's talk about
it. We forget. Let's talk about perspective is going to be different from your perspective.
Okay.
When I look at a lot of the primary documents from that.
Go ahead.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, go ahead. No, I had to pull out my book because
okay.
I'm we about to get it.
Okay. So yes. So when I think about these things, I have to go back to some primary documents from that time. I have to go back, and one thing that really does it for me was the musical 1776. That musical highlights at those first Continental Congress, Continental Congress meetings. And I'm teaching this right now, the road to American Revolution, right now to my 8th graders. How long did it take the colonists agree war to declare independence, right? And what so long? Why did they have to go through so much for so many years to get all the colonies to agree? Slavery. The issue with slavery. So there were things that were taken out in the independence. That was edited many times. It said a lot about slaves. All of those colonies to agree to declare independence, they had to take some things out.
The Great Compromise.
When we think about slavery and we talk about Lincoln credit for freeing the slaves, because at the Continental Congress meetings, they all agreed. Again, they all agreed.
Now,
so I don't think I don't agree that they wrote it and they weren't considering blacks. They'll agree to not believe that we should have been enslaved. I'm talking about all of them. I'm talking about those people who are abolitionists who helped in slavery, abolish slavery. When I don't think that those people equal. I don't think that in that conversation and they even said one of their grievances about they felt like that was impressed on them, and I'm only talking about those 13, some of those folks in those 13 colonies. They felt like it was impressed on them, and that was one of those their grievances against the king. So things that we weren't in mind. I don't think that we weren't considered when they wrote that document. I think that it was revised. I think that things were omitted, not revised, but I don't think that we were not in.
All right, so now listen. Now, so saying all that, you being the descendant of a non-immigrant, how do you feel the issue of your people should be redressed, should be addressed? Because I understand that they thought about us, and because in this system,
okay. I can tell you. Okay. I can tell you how these things. Tell you how I think it should be addressed. And when studying history, one thing that I watched as a parent, those individuals funded this country. Those individuals who colonized this country, politics. They use politics in order to keep even those colonists down, right? We represent that is when they're going to declare independence, right? We don't give enough or pay enough attention to politics. The system that they set up as far as politics, government, franchise, they convince us that our voice try to keep us from voting for reasons. There's a reason behind that. So when I think of what are we going to do to get our dessert and sit at that table, we have to be political participants. We cannot but participate in politics. We don't have an option. And that's not vote. I'm not talking about vote for. I'm talking about vote for our local representatives, grooming, and about raising funds, becoming lobbyists, so that we can put people in office to have our best interest in mind, and then to take them out of office to appear or further our cause. white folks, European Americans do. And I think that what we have done for many years, we have stepped back and we said the rules aren't fair, and we decided we wasn't going to play. We're getting dunked on, hurt on, we're getting beat. But that's because we didn't like the game, we didn't like the rules. We weren't going to play. We got to play this game.
Now hold on. Now
we got to play the same game that they've been playing.
I hear you. Cool. So now you building, and I seen you grooming some young people today, some other brothers, and we talking about grooming. So the question is, what must be done once we put these individuals in position, because it's gonna happen, to address our issues? Go tell them girls to be quiet, please. You know what I'm saying? Because these,
it's gonna be. I'm gonna give you an example.
All right.
And I think you know me, Hakim. Things are just kind of basic and simple to me, right? So I'll give you an example. An issue about the education system. I'm going to talk about law enforcement, right? And I feel like our biggest issue, we have is that because that profession, the way it is looked down upon, our kids say they want to be cops. We say, you don't want to be no kid. We discourage them. Field. If we, knowing that we are underrepresented in that field, right? Imagine if we began our kids, when they say they want to be cops, or when they show that they have that, disposition to go into something like that, right? We get them certified. At the same time, we're passing laws that's going to require these police agencies in these urban areas, individuals who look like the people they serve. Community stops that they have in the hood, like on Cleveland 11, the community policing, people that they put into that area match the demographics. So it's going to be kind of like I just lost my word.
All right, go ahead.
The correct term. We're going to pass laws that says in these fields you have to have, and they do this with teaching. Places are out of compliance with this. Education is doing the same thing. There are districts like Olentangy who have a race task force, who is or a minority task force. That's what they're called. And what they do is they go out and they look for minorities to recruit, to bring to their district to teach. And that's because it's required. You're supposed to have a diverse teaching staff. And so we have to create, we got to get people prepared to go into those positions, but then we have to, like training them, but then we have to have laws that says then you have to hire minorities.
Listen, is one thing. Is there has been a system that has been supported that once in a position that we should demand that they pay. Because I hear you. Because of course we could try to work our way back up and job up and get in positions of power. But
that's what
I'm saying. Go ahead.
I'm not optimistic, but I'm not that optimistic.
See,
they gave those Japanese people that they.
Hold on, they paid them.
They did that.
They paid them.
They most certainly did.
Why?
I just don't see that coming.
Hold on. Talking about grooming people into places of power. You started talking about handling. Hold on, handling our well.
I got it.
Handling our business. You mean to tell me that after we do all that we can make this government pay what they owe? It's like this. I mean, because if you could take over cities, influence where majority of and start developing and taking control of those places and start gerrymandering like some of these motherfuckers do and redistrict so we make sure representatives stay in like us, that after doing all that and following all these rules, get what we deserve. I mean, because really,
I think what I think is going to happen is that I already said it: life, liberty, pursuit of happiness.
Wait, hold on. See, only if it applies to us, it has only been applying to us. See, because actually in your lifetime, because in my lifetime, right when I was born, pursuits of happiness were opened up for us. It's a whole bunch of pursuit of happiness. But when my mom grew up, happiness for us. When my grandfather came up, there was no pursuit of happiness for him. When his grandfather, my people, you know what I'm saying, as non-immigrants, in the fuel that has been burnt up country to move this country to a whole nother level. As a matter of fact, other groups, a whole other levels, and people recognize and they move into our communities and start taking advantage of the shit. They're gonna pay what they owe. Right here is called The Black Power, where Brother Amos Wilson goes through and show how motherfuckers set up rules, pursue happiness, have liberty. Ancestors were held back, and many of us are in the place we are right now, even though we don't want to recognize it. Wait, hold on.
Hold on.
Wait, go ahead. Hold on.
I understand.
Wait, let me finish. Now, the happy level of somebody else whose family has been here is your family. Why? Your wealth this country is built up on your failures. Built up on our failures. It's standing up on the bones of our ancestors. And for us,
I don't know about that. This country is built on our ingenuity.
Listen,
and even if your ancestors, your grandfather, and even if they were not promised life and liberty, anyone can stop anyone from pursuing happiness.
Wait,
and I don't think that in our
hold on.
I don't even think that in our darkest time,
Miss Ross, baby,
that more people.
How? Hold on, time out. I hear you, but I mean, like I said, I can't.
Are you gonna use that?
Listen, I can't. It kind of burns me up when people's like, I don't think nobody can stop you when we have historical facts. Wait, hold on, time out. We got historical. We have historical facts in you for pursuing happiness. We have historical facts with them burning you.
That's not that. That's life and liberty. That's life and liberty. If my ancestors were not pursuing happiness, they wouldn't have risked their lives to run away. Right?
Wait. Hold on. So they weren't pursuing life and liberty for their lives. And even when they made it to, it was only a certain level that they was allowed to go on. Listen, this country by your failures. been, as a matter of fact, people say, now people is kind of losing interest, or they saying this new blockchain technology, this new cryptocurrency is the best investment in ever was your ancestors getting up off that boat. Best investment ever made from your bloodline. Like, oh, that's the past. Fuck that shit.
I don't think that that's the past, but Langston Hughes said it best when he said the Negro speaks of rivers. First time that this has happened to us, and each and every time that it has happened, we have been resilient. And the same thing happened here in America during slavery and after slavery. Our ingenuity, that is what that history speaks to me. That empowers me. Even with what was done to us here in this country, about that, and they continue. But I got to tell you something, because I wasn't finished.
Go ahead.
I just got to go back to something.
You know I was going to argue.
So the issue, the people were speaking up. So are you familiar with what happened yesterday at courthouse?
Man being shot.
So initially, I am I call myself a commentator, and I enjoy going through, and I hate to call myself a troll on Facebook, right? So I was scrolling down Facebook, and I started seeing my people I know. Some of these people I knew because I worked at the juvenile jail, former JDOs, people who worked in some courthouse. So initially, when the story comes down my timeline, in the courthouse, automatic people were outraged. They didn't have any of the facts. Happened. They were guess who that kid was black. People were ready to riot yesterday for 10 minutes. For 10 minutes. When they found out that that boy was white, the whole dialogue changed. So we was ready to protest. We was ready to say how wrong it was, that this ain't no way that this was a situation. But as soon as they find out it's a white kid, what difference does it is white or black? From the looks of the pictures that I've seen, this from the west side, he looks like he's west side, right? So what I know that's not going to happen, ain't going to speak up for him, justify anything to happen. I haven't seen not one Caucasian, European American, but my black friends thought that boy was black. We were on our way to the courthouse yesterday. Found out he was white. Well, I have a friend that was down there, and they said that he jumped and they was tussling and the gun went off. Now y'all got a whole different dialogue.
But
I called foul, and I didn't.
Do you understand why it's a different dialogue, though, right?
It's a different dialogue.
Now,
if it was wrong for the police to shoot that kid, because that's what it was. They were upset about. A, that this was a juvenile. B, that it happened in the courthouse, and C, like I said, they all were assuming
a black kid.
A black kid.
Why were they assuming? Why were they? Wait, hold on. Why? To assume that somebody that was shot in the courthouse
automatically.
I mean, but why?
Because when he, when he
right? Why is that?
Most frequently, it is
us.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
cool.
what it is.
So automatically, I thought it was. I thought it was one of mine.
And I'm going to, because of the way socialization occurs, because these are modern day lynching, right? You have going on for years before and all this stuff. This same thing has been going on, but when you start it, and we have to see it over and over, these things are burnt in our brain. It could cause post-traumatic stress disorder.
It ain't good. It does.
I've never been in jail. Oh God, Jim, and don't you know that's me afraid when the police pull behind me? And
Why?
it's not because I've done anything wrong.
Why?
It's because of the images that have been built
long before now. Because like you said, that's been going on. Exactly, and that's been going on since before all this streaming I'm doing right now. That you got, it ain't just because of this social media. It's something in you. Why? You know what I'm saying? Because this is what I'm talking about. This is part of the issue that we have, because we don't want to address the fact to us. And America should be held responsible for that. No, we resilient. We bounce back. Fuck that.
Let me say this, Tim. When this last Aaron Garner get choked out on Facebook and social media over and over and over again, you know, one thing I knew that government, they want to burn that image in us.
Now, and
that only benefits. Who does that benefit?
Who does it benefit? And that's the
benefit us.
Now that's the point. And what I'm saying is the same shit has been happening for a very long time. And these things have been burnt, these images have been burnt in our minds. Now, one of the things I've been stating this ever since I read the name is Wilson's book. He said, black kids in school or black children in school are not good at math. Not supposed to be good at math. Nothing in the system has been designed to bring out the best in us. To be something to bring out the best in us is going to be us. Now, but all I'm saying is, I heard you. I agree with you 100% far as, right? But I have to make sure that I'm at this point in time, because white folks do a good job of looking out for them. I'm just being honest.
No, but I bet you not one white people don't like.
But hold on. There's going to be
different classes. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I watch these white people with themselves and the way that they sleep.
But I don't want to take the conversation to white folks, because I don't care how they deal with each other. Right? And I know how the courthouse deal with me, how officers deal with me, and those that look like me focused on us. I hear you about the injustice.
So
bring it back to us.
Let me bring it right back to us. One thing that I said some time ago, right? We're a war, right? So you get in battle. I'm looking for allies.
But hold on now.
All we got to do is have a common enemy.
But first you need an army, your army, who the enemy is, and you need them to know that they're at war. We right now, for us to be worried about allies, hell, we got to be looking for a few more people like us. You trying to work You working in two. Wait, hold on. You work in about 5 different programs. Tell me if I'm wrong.
You said what?
You work about 5 different programs right now. 5 different places.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Doing things. You need some help. War, but you fighting a battle. You the colonel, and you're the enlisted woman. Now, and see, because I'm with you on ally. We need to build up our troops. Brother Anubis says, and of course you have to change the strategies since the numbers are so small. We have to really start looking at how to tribe up, because the whole piece is we stay separate, because one of the things that Amos Wilson says too, he says, look at who benefits financially for every social disorder and every problem out there. It makes it a little bit clear why it has to be. We have to be in a situation mentally, emotionally, spiritually, in order for this system to thrive. It's built up on our failure. It's built up on us not being familiar with who we are. It's built on us. It's built up on us not being politically active. It's built up on us by us not having trust and being able to practice our principles. So when we start understanding that, and I'm able to look at you and be like, damn, I got a sister here I could trust. If I had some money, I know I got some. If I had some money, I know that I will be able to lay the money on you and be able to come back and get my goddamn money. You and my children. See, because right now, I could use, you're right, we could use some allies, but we need to build up our troops. How the fuck are we going to approach somebody and be like, help us fight? Most of our side is still.
I don't need, you know what? I don't even need you to help me fight. All I need you to do is fight. We allies. You ain't got to really join my army. You can have your own militia.
Well, hold on, but hold on. You don't have a. You asking me to go to the enemy that's whooping my ass too. You don't even have an army. It's just you. You, but it's just you.
No.
What I'm saying is right now, it's just you. You know what I'm saying? It's you. Damn. You don't. You know what I'm saying? We talking about having allies, but in order because there has to be one thing you to have an ally, and that's that respect. Now, as an individual, they can respect you, but as a group, we garner no respect. Because somebody from India could come over here, move in our hood, and take all our goddamn money up out of here. Somebody that's half us, vote for almost any goddamn thing. There is respect for us, other than the fact that we dress fly and shit. We make looking poor cool and shit. I'm saying there's a.
I don't believe that.
Okay, I'm just saying. That's my opinion. But hold on. Anubis says people generally won't fight for or with you unless there is some sort of incentive. I'm not trying. I'm not bringing my militia to go to war with you against a strong enemy, because that means that when your side starts to get their ass kicked, to focus on me. Go to war with losers. Even in street fights, losers with you to go fight, because you're going to end up by yourself. Motherfuckers gonna run. Motherfuckers gonna be cowards. Motherfuckers gonna switch sides. Situation. Motherfuckers switch sides. So now I'm taking it from all sides. Then we have to be strategic about what we doing, we have to, you say it, we have to build up and not only start grooming the young folks, we got some old folks that we could be grooming, moving into position and be in their ear, or be able to understand the principles that we live on, and they're able to take our culture with them. Not even allowed to really truly express our culture.
Let's talk about talk about culture real quick, because your son said something to me today, on my inside. On my inside made my day. And you want to know what that was? He says lately he's been saying the same thing to me.
What did he say?
Church.
Oh yeah.
Every time he sees me out there, and today. So I have 4 shirts. I have a friend, and I'm gonna ask her to keep giving me this stuff. I'm sitting here. I came home after he told me this across my bed, and I'm sitting here looking at a shirt that I went and dug out. I have another shirt because he really appreciated that. He really appreciated that.
He wore that thing on Imani. Shit was looking so. I mean, he looked so just ridiculous.
Oh my God! You gotta send me a picture.
I didn't tell you. He might be on the He might be on the face. He was doing all the video for me because I had to speak to my text that I sent you about putting you on my book, so that when stuff is happening, text, like when the shows is going down, you can do it. Now, let me go back to Anubis, and then we're gonna do the Proverbs real quick, because I know I got to get up, get ready for my venture. You gotta get ready for yours. People generally are with you unless there's some sort of incentive for them to do so. Most Hispanics do not support Black issues. We have to be very clear. We in this. And that's why I keep on screaming, tribe up, because the only way you're gonna get respect is by being a group. You know what I'm saying? Only way you're gonna be able to battle an institution and get respect from an institution is as an institution.
Let me
hold on. We start areas. Part of the problem is too much information is publicly known about us. Too. He said we have also become invisible in certain areas. Part of the problem is too much information is publicly known about us. They see the whole habit of us. Like for example, you know, one of the things that, you know, because I had to become a conscious cultural nationalist. Why? Because black folks in America are just a little bit different than, you know, everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So we have to put it together nationally before we can work with anybody else. And one of the things I'm noticing is, like, for example, you see a lot of, like, what's started by one of us, wouldn't you? No, I never thought that. It was started by Haitian. But the whole piece is about dysfunction and shit. You know what I'm saying? How you come? Would you do that? Oh, hey, listen, listen. I'm not even disagreeing with you. He is certain shit that we should be doing. That shit funny as hell. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, side of my heart, I would listen to the shit so I know where he's coming from too, and it was funny. I mean, truly, this shit was funny. But then I had to check myself because after I start talking to you, shit up to me in an argumentative way, I ain't watching that shit no more. The home front must be protected.
You made my day, but you just hit my year. See, my year is no better than this.
Hold on. I just had a meet. Listen, we just had the livest Kwanzaa. And during Kwanzaa, because we announced that we had a shortfall in the budget, is money. And in a sense, we showed that we are in the black. We have a head start. We have a head start on the Malcolm X celebration. We have a head start on Mark. We have a head start because our community is now catching on, and they starting to give, and they starting to listen to shows like this. This is not the only one. There's other shows like in your discussions, because we had a great pumpkin in the White House, and he's making it very clear other people's stance on us. And all we gotta do is tribe up, because we pick you off one by one. But when we start understanding that wealth never comes to an individual, wealth only comes to communities. Let me say that again. Wealth never comes to individual. Wealth comes to communities. If money comes to an individual, I got the power, I'm going to take that shit. I'm going to siphon that shit off. There's one or two ways. Either somebody stronger than you going to take it, or all the broke motherfuckers around you are going to consume your wealth. Wealth is a community property. So we have to develop those rich communities. First, being able to appreciate the fact and look at money in the way, or look at economics in the way we used to look at it as a people. As a people, our wealth through other people, through the relationships that we had. That's where wealth came from. That's where the concept of networking came from. So we looked at wealth as the amount of people that you could call on the phone to get their ass over there to help you build something, to help you do something. Funds. And once we start tribing up, like you're gonna start seeing in the next year here, and watch all of the resources that start flowing in. I mean, I just wish I was in my 30s when this was happening, but I wasn't wise enough, and or let me, I ain't gonna say why, because I don't even consider myself wise. I'm experienced enough, and be like, oh, it's coming down now. It's coming now. Brother Nuba says, yes, that's quite true. No matter what you think of Trump, you cannot deny being great for a lot of people's businesses and old trains of thought. He's exposing white domination.
You know what? I got a friend who voted for Trump, right? She voted for Trump. And when asked, or when sharing, because I don't ask people what they doing, but when sharing, she was local on her social. She said the reason she did it because she felt like blacks needed a wake-up call.
We need a wake-up call.
She felt like that would be
the biggest wake-up call we
get. But you know what the saddest part was?
What?
That was going to happen the first time Obama was elected. The pride coming. And initially it did. And then what happened was, that second election, that was the great divide. The birth of what we have now.
See, now
that's when it started. It did start when Trump got elected. It started. Obama got elected a second time.
Well, this is the issue. Instagram, they about to cut me off. I got switch over to the Facebook. Attorney.com. Tiandra, come on over. You can also call 614-556-4555. I know some of y'all, some other people, some opinions or some ideas about some of the stuff we discussed. And we always got to remember, change happens in comfort. Change does not happen. You have to get beat. You have to be reminded the position you in. Obama was veil. You know what I'm saying? They used to call it the veil of ISIS. In some cultures, they call it Maya, delusion on us. Made it now. We lived in a post-racial society, and these words is thrown around and shit. And even though we don't believe it, we hope. Saying out of, you know what I'm saying? Change happens when you're uncomfortable. Change happens when you're in pain. When your back is up against the wall. When you're able to sit in your living room and be comfortable and put the heat on 75 in the wintertime, it's very little change that's going to happen in your life. Off, God damn it. Let the heat go off. You know what I'm saying? Let something happen. You're going to change your situation. And we haven't had the fire put up under us. Illusion that America's going, and they're doing the best that they can when we know for a fact, when we can look right now and be like, oh, these motherfuckers ain't doing shit. Changes that's coming is going to hit us first. And like I said, that's why I say, you know what I'm saying? This system needs people to oppress. That old Conan quote, enemies, to see them driven before you. It says something is about grab the children, watch the women weep. I remember that quote. That's from Maneuvers. But hey, let's do this quote.
Well, hey, I just want to say this. Doesn't happen what yours was?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just want to say mine is we need to learn how to keep more of it in our pocket. That's all I want to say.
Oh God. She's a rapper too. Oh yeah. I just need to let you know. Improves happiness and abates misery by doubling our joy and dividing our grief. That's by Joseph Addison. Escape from darkness of ignorance and suffering and seek the light of enlightenment. All right. Last but not least, that was from that quote was from the Dalai Lama, Africa. People, instruction in youth, living in stones, North Africa. We only gonna be able to do one because I want to, I try to keep the show, conversation, but on these nights I try to keep the show limited. Down water, and you see me rocking back and forth. If you're watching, I got a pee so damn bad. Pick one of those. Which one you want to discuss real quick?
The second one.
From the darkness of ignorance and seek the light of enlightenment.
No, not the last one. I apologize.
It's like engraving in stone.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
Go first.
This one is about youth. Our children, since they're almost like and it's like we know that they need. We're just here to kind of remind them about their mission. In our practices, instructions to them, which a lot of times is our actions, our words, the way we make them feel, our instruction, like engraving in stone. You see a lot of our young people in schools not being able to do a lot of stuff. And we have to go back and wonder what was engraved on this child. A lot of messages. There's a lot of subliminal messages. There's a lot of images. There's a lot of negative symbolism. Talk that's going around our kids. The question is, has been engraved on these children. Can we change it? I'm with a young person here, and I'm able to move the 5 parts of their being. And those that's been on the journey, you understand the 5 parts of the being: the intuition, emotional, the spiritual, and the physical. When I'm able to touch those 5 things on the soul, so family, how are you touching the young people around you? What type of instructions are you giving them? Realizing that when you give them instructions on stone, that means that it will stay there for a very long time. It's going to take something major to shatter it. So right there for me is a reminder for me to be in the place that I am right now in my life. Because every day I get to deal on all 5 parts of their being. And I have an opportunity to engrave something positive, engrave. And we have to really look at engraving these children. I mean, because a lot of us need to look at what on us. No, you don't self-explore, because that's part of the rites of passage piece. That's part of us going through a passage. Part of us going through the journey of life is supposed to be where the culture, within that culture, helps shapes and mold us. It gives us time to get a perspective on what has been engraved on us and give us an opportunity to, in a sense, a lot of our kids receive in their life. A lot of our children have not received motivation in their life. A lot of our children have not received life lessons they care about or that they care to hear from. Right? And right now, I'm going to say this being one of the tools that's being used, engrave, and give our children instructions and engrave on the stones of their souls. This social media stuff to go into our children without, because I ain't gonna stop your children from listening to it, because if I said that, I'll be like those people who told me I shouldn't be listening to hip hop when I was young. Do that. What I want to do is challenge you so that you can understand and the perspective that your children are looking at it, but then you can give them perspective, because I'm listening to the song and I'm wondering, when this dude say these words, who is he talking to? Is it good for you? You know what I'm saying? Because we got to have these type of conversations. But I'm gonna stop right there. Lady J, go ahead, run it, because if I don't pee right now, I'm gonna blow up. Go on, it's on you. What do?
Simpler words. When
I'm a genius.
When I heard that, what I thought about already written. I think that our ancestors have already left us the blueprint. Pick up a book, follow the formula. And I think that's as it is. We're not reinventing the wheel. I think about some of the autobiographies and biographies that I've read on different African Americans, and some of the things that they said, really being about the celebration of Christmas, for example, about what would happen on plantations during Christmas. Slaves were encouraged to do their money on booze and fireworks, right? They were encouraged to drink. They were encouraged to right? And of our ancestors during those times, they spoke as if that's not something that we should, right? and what it looked like during slavery. I read that my own personal crusade and how I've been protesting and just, boycotting, doing my own thing. So because I read it and it was written in me, to elevate ourselves, to improve ourselves as a people, pastors have already said it. They've already said it. That's the breadcrumb in order to get ourselves to success. Now it's just a matter of finding those books, posting those books, living those words. That's it.
All right. So, family, challenge you to the ones that I read. Also, support the journey. You go out and you get the PDF. Like I said, every little bit helps. Is running. You can also join the text line where you could let me know what show you want to know is on. Text me G&J. Well, hold on. 614-300 is the text number. Hashtag G&J. You want me to plug you in, so every time I'm doing something, plug in, say, just text me early morning for the Daily Toast. Yeah, to the same number, hashtag Daily Toast. Do tribal quotes or just text me or tribal quotes. Folks, if that's all you want, you know what I'm saying? You could just scribe what you want, get it to you. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do the Nguzo Saba challenge, because in the next month we taking the Nguzo Saba challenge to the next level, family. This is gonna be the last week. It's gonna be free. My fault. This the last month. It's gonna be free. It's gonna be $30 for each 21 days. Steep discounts for those in Columbus for, you know what I'm saying, and we're gonna be working it, right? Because now somebody signed up, help him with some medical issues. Now, there's going to be a difference. So applying just as, like she said, the wisdom of our ancestors. The shit is already out there. I'm just saying now we have to take it, because like in Gye-Nyame, we talk about 3 levels of learning. Memorization. We got very good memories, but we haven't applied it. We haven't used the intelligence of the mind to really start dissecting what we have memorized. And some of us level where we're able to take what we memorized and we're able to make it our own, and we're able to discuss it. Is intelligence of the heart, where we take what our ancestors said, we memorized it, we used it in our head, we moved it around in our head, and it's now intelligence of the heart. Now I not only speak it, you can see it in the way that I walk, you can hear it in the way that I talk. This is where we got to get our learning, and this is how we got to get people to embrace the culture, where it's no longer I'm practicing it from the mind, it's in my heart, regardless of what I got on. And that's where we have to take it. And that's how we got to train our young people, so that when they get in these positions of powers and they are tempted by the bribes, that the people are more important. Their people are more important than any amount of money that can be given to them. You're training your children to be traders. There's a price. And anybody that could be paid to do anything. Anybody that could be paid to do everything is no good for anything, because it's like we're training our children to be traders. Job so that you can make money and you could get out and go where? Where we going to escape to, family? Where you going to escape to? Thank everybody for tuning in. I especially want to thank Lady J with some engaging conversation and thoughts. And she don't have to agree with me because Gye-Nyame Journey is not about us. It doesn't require us to have to agree or even like each other. I love her. I'm just saying. A lot of us, we got unity all messed up. A lot of y'all want robots. Y'all don't want, I want warriors like Lady J to be like, Tim, I don't agree with you. What? Let's argue. Let's yell. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Build a nation. Because as cultures are formed to make sure that a group of people survive. Thinking alike, then all it take, and we all act alike, we all genetically the same, could come in and kill all of us. Variations, small variations of thought, with the small variations to survive physical, emotional, intuitional, spiritual. There's the differences that make a culture survive. Lady J has a different angle, a different way of looking at shit. So one mental challenge that I might be able to breeze through and she might struggle with. Another one to breeze through it, and it's a challenge for me. Together, damn, when she finds the way, when I follow and execute. Tim, I need to let you know, Gye-Nyame Journey. I need you to know that this is the one proverb a week. We be on the heart of December. Well, we strive to blow up those old paradigms. Family, much love, and I am out. I want to thank y'all once again for allowing me to do what I do to you. Is that an hour and 48 minutes? Oh, I was supposed to cut you off a minute ago. I'm sorry, I'm gone. On the morning.